Why are you doing this, Mike?
Because you have a son, and you should show him what a man looks like that stands up for his principles.
Apparently like a bear.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'll give it a shot.
Right. There's Velcro in there. Try it on. See if it fits.
All right.
What the hell?
You should air it out. I might have farted in it. That's for taking a shot at the Virgin Mary.
This is a Fox 56 News breaking weather alert with your Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Mike Susko.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Susko with Fox 56. We have another tornado warning to tell you about. This one is in Lackawanna County, Susquehanna County, and Wyoming County. This is north of Factoryville with this rotation that we are tracking. It's going to go over I-81 there just on the very southern tip, it looks like, of Susquehanna County. And Liz, if we can actually put up a track, please, because this is moving to the northeast around 25 miles per hour. And when we track that out for you to give you an idea exactly where this is going, Clifford, 620. So you got about 25 minutes for you. Dundas around 626. Forest City, this is heading your way. You can see it right here on the cone. It's going to be very close to you too, around 636. Belmont Corner around 642, and then Creamton there around 647. So as we look at the storm relative velocity, we're going to be looking at the rotation with the storm, the winds, and that is a very good way to tell exactly what this thing's been doing. Now, for a while, this has been very broad, but it tightened up, and it's right here over Highway 11. And as Liz, let's actually zoom in a little bit here for folks here, right over that rotation that we're seeing. And you can see, again, Starkville. This is just passed over to your east. Lathrop there to your south. So this is along Highway 11. We also have, it's heading towards Highway 92. Lenox, it's coming your way, but I think this is actually going to pass to your south. Benton, this is going to be just to your north. So between Lenox, Starkville, and Benton, this is coming your way. In fact, it looks like we may have just got another tornado warning to issue here. So let's take another look at that one because that looks like they may have issued another tornado warning there, Liz. So let's see what that one's doing. So now Susquehanna and Wayne County, we have another tornado warning. This does include Susquehanna Depot, New Milford. This rotation here, you can see the hook. This is right to your east there on I-81. So there's two tornado warnings now. That's including Susquehanna County. This is going to be passing to the, looks like that one might actually go to the east. Liz, can we put on the loop, please, to make sure that's actually going eastward? Because all the other storms have been going northeast. Let's just make sure we got the storm motion on this one correct here. So if we put on the rotation with, or the, if we put on a loop this thing for us, we can track it and make sure that's actually going. So when we loop it, you can see how the storm here, if it wants to grab really quickly, it doesn't. But it's going to be heading here into Susquehanna County. So Susquehanna Depot, New Milford, especially to the east, you want to be going to your tornado-shaped spot. That is going to be the lowest, most interior room in the house or the building that you're in. It does include parts of Wayne County. Does not include, however, Honesdale. So Honesdale, you are not in the tornado warning. This is to your north that we are watching. Arat there as well. It's actually just to your north that we're watching. So let's look at the velocity on this one here, because this one, at least on reflectivity, has a kind of a decent hook there. So we want to make sure it is a little bit broad, but what they're watching here, if you look at real closely around Highway 492, you can see where this is getting that rotation. So Staruka, this is heading your way. And looks like it might even be tightening up a little bit there on the latest scan. Susquehanna Depot, and as well as other places there in between along Highway 171 and Highway 92. We've been seeing several severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings, unfortunately, throughout the day. And we could be seeing a couple more tonight. Now the storms are starting to move into eastern Pennsylvania. We were watching earlier, I was saying, eastern Pennsylvania, just wait, they are coming. And unfortunately, they're still, looks like, packing a bit of a punch here through the area. So as we can see with this storm, as it continues moving to the east here, with this storm, we are tracking it for you. And here's an estimation on the time with it as it moves to the east. So North Jackson around 6:14, 6:15, give or take a few minutes. Staruka around 6:40, where this storm is going to be continuing to move on through. So exactly what do you do in a tornado warning, right? Well, you need to be going to the lowest level, most interior room. I'm going to pull up a house here. So where you see the green, That is where you want to be. That's a hallway. It's going to be a closet, a bathroom, as long as there's no windows. And a staircase, again, as long as there's no windows. Basement is the safest place to be. I understand that not all of you may have a basement. That's fine. Just go to the most interior room and the lowest level of the house. That's where you want to go in a tornado. The idea is to avoid windows and doors, as well as outside walls, and to cover yourself with blankets or a mattress for protection. You just want to make sure you're covering your head. Also, don't forget your pets, especially if you're going to be going down to the basement. Sometimes they can, I get it, they can sometimes be a little more difficult to grab in this situation, but you want to make sure that you are including them. This is our debris tracker. This is called the correlation coefficient. So I'll pull this out here. You can see now the legend. When you see the blues, it means that what the radar is measuring is not consistent. It's not the same size, it's not the same shape, and it's not the same thing. When it's highly correlated, so all this pink, for example, over northern Wayne County right now, that's most likely rain. They're the same size and same shape, generally speaking. What we're looking for here is a drop over the area where we're seeing the rotation. And Liz, let's put on the storm relative velocity here. Let's see if we can time this out exactly. So I'm going to keep my finger right here, my hand right here, and then let's go back to the correlation coefficient, please. And let's see if they are on the same page, if they're in the same location. So we are seeing a little bit of a drop. They have not made it confirmed, though. If it was confirmed, this box, this red box you see, would go black. So they have not said it's confirmed, but there is a lowering right in the same place we're seeing rotation. It is possible that that can be from straight line winds. It could also possible, if we throw on reflectivity again, Liz, that we're dealing with hail as well. So let's see if we're dealing with any hail here, because that can also lower your reflectivity amounts. So let's pause it here right at the time. The rotation's right by my hand, and yeah, the radar's up here, and you can see there's a lot of heavy rain and possibly some hail in here, so that's probably contributing to the factor here. But also notice this little nub, this little hook. So we're watching that here too, because this is going to be heading again into Susquehanna and northern Wayne County. Liz, can we throw in the loop one more time here, just because we want to do another track, and I just want to make sure we get the correct angle with this storm, so that way it's we have it right. So it is heading northeast, so it's actually heading this way here. So if we pause it here, we'll put on another track real quick, and let's go all the way to the end. We're in the beginning of the loop. Let's put another track on this here. This is going to be 25 miles per hour, moving to the northeast. So it is heading in this direction, roughly, here in North Jackson, 609, Brandit around 619, Scott Center, 633, Winterdale around 640, Hancock around 648 there, and then Caryville, 657, as this starts moving into northern Wayne County and then eventually into New York State. So we are continuing to watch this cell, especially because Liz, that's really starting to hook up there, it looks like, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. I can see that right there.
Yeah, and folks, whenever you see a hook like that on reflectivity, especially when we're this close to the radar, that does warrant this situation here. So we'll be watching this because that's a sign of rotation, and we're very close to the radar. The radar's in Binghamton, and keep in mind, we're in northern Susquehanna County. So we're not far off the ground here. So when you get rotation like this, it is something to watch here. And I definitely want to take another look here at the correlation coefficient. Or again, your debris. Oh, okay, yes. See right here? See how we have a drop? We might be getting debris. So let's zoom in here, Liz. Let's get as close to that as we can. Susquehanna Depot, you need to be going to your tornado safe place right now. Okay, likely this is potentially some debris that is being picked up. Brushville, same thing. You need to be along West Main Street. If you're in Susquehanna Depot in Brushville, right now, you need to be going to the lowest level, most interior room. It's possible that this might be some debris getting picked up by the radar. It is a circle. That is something that we look for. It's literally a blue dot, as you can see, on the radar. So again, West Main Street between Brushville and Susquehanna Depot. You need to be going into the lowest level, most interior room right now as this is continuing here. So they now have a tornado warning in effect for for Susquehanna County. That means a tornado is happening or about to happen. And to be honest with you, looking at this, Liz, I'd say we have potentially something here. They haven't confirmed this, have they?
No, nothing yet, but I'm still watching NWS chat to see if they're going to confirm it.
Okay, so they haven't officially confirmed it, folks, but radar-wise, I would say we got something suspicious. Something's going on here. It's not rain. that it's picking up. It might be from gusty winds. Let's check the storm relative velocity a little bit here. Let's see if we're still seeing that rotation. It's right over the rotation. It is a drop in correlation coefficient. Again, Brushville, north side of Brushville, Susquehanna Depot, right now in Susquehanna County, going to the lowest level, most interior room of the building that you're in. It's possible that you got something on the ground here with it, because as we look at the correlation coefficient or your debris tracker right here, we are seeing that there is a drop. So again, they haven't confirmed it yet, have not confirmed it, but the fact that the storm relative velocity, the correlation coefficient, and the reflectivity all are in the same spot with the rotation makes me believe that we may have something here. So please, if you are in Brushville and Susquehanna Depot right now, especially along West Main Street, go to your tornado safe place. Lakeview Road, you will be up next, especially as you head towards Highway 92. This is in Susquehanna County, folks, where we got this drop right here that we are looking towards Brushville, the west side of Brushville. Liz, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see if we can get a few more roads to pop up here for folks. And I know we have that severe thunderstorm warning, but this right now is the most pressing matter because we are seeing that drop at the moment here. So again, if you are in Brushville Road here, and right before it becomes East Lake Road, there south of Brushville, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. All right, let's go real quick here to this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's check it out very quickly to see what we got going on here. Liz, if that goes confirmed, let me know. We're going right back. But as we look at the severe thunderstorm warning now in effect for Luzerne County, so this is Hazleton, and it's for strong winds. We got some strong winds now. It looks like we're coming through Black Creek along, heading towards I-81. Right, you got a little bit of rain here at the moment. West side of Wilkes-Barre, we're getting a little bit of rain here. A lot of rain out in the Berwick and Bloomsburg area with these storms. All right, Liz, let's go back up to Lackawanna, Wyoming, and Susquehanna County because we also have that other tornado warning. And have they said anything about that recently?
No, nothing yet.
Okay, so they haven't said anything with that one. Is it still moving? I think it was 25 miles per hour, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let's give another track out on that one here. So that's north of Scranton. Again, if you are in Lackawanna County and you have a NOAA weather radio, it went off. Okay, if you're in Scranton, let's zoom in a little bit on that one actually first. And then if you're in Scranton, Avoca, even places like Carbondale, Dixon City, it probably went off, but you're not in the tornado warning. So keep in mind, NOAA weather radios, if you have one, is a county-wide system. But it does include Benton. You can see Benton right here. Let's zoom in real close on this one. A lot of lightning with these storms too as they get going here. And let's throw up the storm relative velocity until, and this by the way goes till 6:15 for the one in Lackawanna County. This was also starting to pick up here. You can see how it's just north of Benton and heading between Lenox and Benton there on I-81. Liz, let's do a quick track on this one too for folks so that way they can see where this one's heading to. And as we put this out, Marshbrook, 6:11, so you got 5 minutes. Clifford, 6:21. Dundas there, 6:27. Uniondale, 6:37. Preston, around 7 o'clock. And High Lake, if this holds together, 7:05. So you get the idea with this one. Let's check out the correlation coefficient on this, our debris tracker on this, and see what we got. Not seeing the same thing, okay? So let's pause right here. See how this one, not really seeing that much of the difference in the color. Now, Liz, let's go to the one that's to the north here. Real quick, let's pan up and let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, pull the radar back, please, a little bit. Let's see if that signature was moving. If it was moving with the rotation, then that might have been something. So let's see if it was moving or if it was a random drop. Sometimes that can happen here. And it looks like it was at the same time as that rotation, so, but you can see there was a drop. It was for a couple scans, and then it lifted. So it's quite possible that it might have been some noise from the radar, but folks, whenever you see a big circle like that and it's blue, yeah, that's usually a cause for concern, especially if you have velocity with it at the same time, which is what we had. So we can stop it now, Liz, and let's actually go back to velocity. It's possible the storm may have gusted out as well. That can happen. It looks like maybe, I'm seeing a little bit of a gust here. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, I see that too, Mike.
Okay, so it looks like it might actually start gusting out a little bit, which means it comes straight line winds. We'll see, but we'll be watching that carefully here. I just heard a ding with that. Did they say anything with this warning?
Just thunderstorm wind damage, nothing.
Okay. Okay, so we got some, where was the thunderstorm wind damage at?
Holtwood and
Okay. So we'll be watching this storm here. Yeah, you can see it's actually, it looks like it might be gusting out a little bit, especially by Susquehanna Depot. So we're watching this carefully, but still, as a precaution in Susquehanna Depot, please take your tornado precautions. Lowest level, most interior room of the building that you are in. I understand some of you may want to listen to the coverage and say, well, and be like, what do I do? Turn the volume up on the TV as loud as you can. That way you can listen to us. And we'll be able to tell you when you're in the clear. New Milford, you're fine. So if you're in New Milford and you're like, what about me? My phone went off, I'm in a tornado warning, you're fine. The storm's threat is to your east, so you're fine out there. Lakeview, this is passing you, so you're fine too there. So New Milford and Lakeview, you're okay. Susquehanna Depot, though, at the very least, even if there's not a tornado happening, you're going to get some gusty winds. This is about to become very gusty winds. So, Liz, can we actually zoom in on there a little bit for our friends in Susquehanna Depot, just to give a very clear cut of what's going on here. So let's zoom in, and again, near Brushville Road, maybe we're probably seeing some gusty winds. North Jackson, just to the north of North Jackson, probably seeing a little bit right there. Lewis Corner, if you're on Lewis Corners, this is now passing you. So Lewis Corners, you're in the clear. Susquehanna Depot, you're about to get it. North Jackson, this is passing to your north, but Susquehanna Depot right here, and also Jefferson Junction. For those of you in Jefferson Junction there, you're about to get as well, especially if you're near Staruka Creed Road. You can see how it's passing up. And Liz, you got something?
Mike, Mount Holly, New Jersey just issued a tornado warning for Chester, Pennsylvania.
Okay, Chester, Pennsylvania is in the Philadelphia area, so we're okay there for right now. But if you know anyone in Chester, Pennsylvania, down in the south, give them a heads up because they just had a tornado warning issued for them. We're not going to cover it because it's out of our area. That's the Philadelphia market. But just give them a heads up nonetheless if you know people in that region. So we're still watching this area here as Susquehanna Depot. You're about to get some very strong winds at the very least. Liz, let's can we go back to reflectivity? Let's see if we're still seeing that little hook here, and if we are, that might be something to watch. Okay, so we still have a little bit, but notice how earlier, Liz, if we stop the time lapse and let's pull it all the way back to Lewis Corners, here where we had the actual time lapse part of the loop there, and let's and see if we can get it. See how it kind of rotated? It was a hook. It was right around East Lake Road there, right by Brushville, and we were watching this, and you can see right around there. That was where we saw that drop in the correlation coefficient or the debris tracker. When you see that, along with the rotation and along with the correlation coefficient or the debris tracker, whatever you want to call it or know it as, whenever you see them correlate at the same time, that usually means there could be something. They have not said that there was anything. This is a rural area, so it might take a little bit, but there was definitely cause for concern in that one. So that is the tornado warning. Again, that was earlier. Now, Liz, let's go all the way toward the end of the time lapse. Let's put it back to now here. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit and let's just get an idea of what we got going on right now, because we got the tornado warning here that's heading over to Susquehanna Depot. So Susquehanna Depot right now needs to be going to the tornado shelter or a tornado safe place. Sorry, I'm still talking as if I'm in Arkansas where they have those. Tornado safe place. So that's going to be your most interior room and lowest level of the home. Basement's the best option. If you don't have one, that is fine. All right, let's go down to Lenox. Oh wait, they did confirm it. Okay, see everyone how this confirmed. So we did have a confirmed tornado, it looks like in Susquehanna County. See how the box turned black? So let's go back to that actually, because now we have a confirmed tornado. They observed it with it. And if we look at the warning text, it should say how it was, whether it was spotted or radar or something. But here, but you can see now a tornado observed in northern Susquehanna and northern Wayne County. Lanesboro, Susquehanna Depot, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. And the reason they do this, folks, is because when you have a radar indicated tornado, it cannot happen. There's no doubt now, all right? Tornado observed in northern Susquehanna and northern Wayne County. You need to be taking those precautions right now, going to the lowest level, most interior room of the building that you're in. If you know someone who's driving in the Susquehanna Depot area, tell them to pull off and wait the storm out in a sturdy structure. Liz, did they say how they confirmed this? It might have been radar indicated.
It was observed.
On the warning text, it said that it was physically observed by somebody with it, or was it a radar confirmed? Sometimes radar confirmed would mean the debris, what we saw here on debris, that they saw the same thing and that's why they did it. So we'll take a look at that one as well, but I'm also going to check, while we're looking at that, folks, I'm going to take a look here at what we got going on down in Lackawanna in southern Susquehanna County, because we have another tornado warning that we're dealing with. We also have some rain that's coming through the Wilkes-Barre and now it's going to start moving into the Scranton area. So again, eastern Pennsylvania, you just had to wait a little bit longer, and that's what we're getting here at the moment as we take a look at what's going on across the area. But tornado observed now in Susquehanna and Wayne County. We need to make sure that, again, if you are in this black box right now, you need to be going to your tornado safe place here. That goes until 6:30, by the way, and because it happened, it's observed, we're staying on until that drops, or they get rid of the tag, one of the two. All right, let's, I'm gonna pan down here for everybody. We have this tornado warning as well. See the difference, see how it's red? It also says radar indicated. So this means that the radar is saying that there's rotation, there's enough spin in the rain and the storm to warrant a tornado warning, but it is not necessarily confirmed yet. So we'll be watching this carefully, see if it happens. But Clifford, Lenox, at the very least, you're getting some strong winds and a lot of heavy rain moving through. Carbondale, you're about to get some heavy rain too. You are out of the tornado warning. See how the box is to your north. So Carbondale, South Abington, you are out of the tornado warning. It is to your north here. Scranton, for those of you, again, who have countywide or NOAA weather radios, your alert system went off because it's countywide. It's in Lackawanna County, but it's to your north. So Scranton, you're fine. Same thing in Luzerne County. Wilkes-Barre and Pittston, you're about to get some rain here. Bear Creek, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, as well as Wright, Freeland, and Hazleton. Hazleton, you're about to get some heavy rain, it looks like, coming to your east here as well. So, and some gusty winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds coming through the Hazleton area here shortly, it looks like, at the moment. And Black Creek, you're dealing with the heavy rain at the moment. Weatherly, heads up for you. Same thing in Kidder and Blakesley. This is heading in your direction. Penn Forest as well. So we will be watching this as it moves into the Poconos. Speaking of the Poconos, let's go out to Toby Hanna and Stroudsburg, because I know we got some friends out there too. And right now, you guys aren't really seeing much. That one cell, it looks like just to your north here. But other than that, you're pretty much just fine as well. Same thing in Pike County. This will be coming to you a little bit later, but we are definitely watching that storm system, particularly up in Susquehanna County now that we have that confirmed tag or that observed tag with the tornado warning. And keep in mind, again, we have that severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, in southern Luzerne that we're watching too. So let's center this here. Liz, did we ever get, so they dropped the tornado warning for Lackawanna County. So see how the box is not there anymore, folks? So they dropped that one. So if you were in Lackawanna County, southern Susquehanna County, they dropped the tornado warning for you. They did not drop it, though, in northern Susquehanna and northern Wayne County with this one. So let's I'll zoom in here for us. And Liz, did we ever figure out if they confirmed it, or does it just say it was observed?
It was radar confirmed.
Okay, so it was radar confirmed. So it was exactly what we thought we were seeing, folks. So remember when we had that debris signature, that drop in the correlation coefficient? That's what they saw there at the Weather Service, and that's what caused them to now issue the tornado observe tag. Liz, let's go back here. Let's see if we have the correlation coefficient right now. Let's pull that up and see if we got anything here at the moment. So see how it's not as pronounced, it's not tight, or it's not a dot. So we're fine, it looks like, at the moment. There's no debris, it looks like here. But, and it would look like something like this. Now, Lakeview, I want to be very clear. This is not a tornado. This is likely just some noise with the radar that can happen. But it's a similar look. And that is why we had to put on the storm relative velocity and the reflectivity at the same time. When all three of them, like that, are at the same spot, you are pretty good. You can pretty much assured that there's something there. So we are watching this area again right now. It looks like we're okay, but we're going to continue to follow this here until it goes out, because this storm here is now more broad. See how it's not as tight near Stevens Point? So Susquehanna Depot, you probably just got some very strong winds that came through your area. Stevens Point, you're going to have the same thing. As a precaution, you need to be taking those tornado safety actions. Again, lowest level, most interior room of the house. In fact, Liz, can we pull up the house there for our friends so that way we can just kind of show people exactly what they need to do. By the way, this does include the Sherman area as well as Scott Center in northern Wayne County, as well as Staruka. Staruka, this is going to be to your north, so you're actually okay. This is going to be to your north here. So in Staruka, you're going to be fine. Susquehanna Depot, give it about another 5 minutes and then you should be good too, because this is now passing to your east. So, but we are watching this storm because what can happen, and happens a lot on these days, is these storms kind of pulse up, meaning they get stronger, and then they get weak. And then they pulse up again, and then they get weak. It's called cycling, and it's possible that this is happening with this. So we're going to watch this to see if it does. It takes a couple scans, and the scans every 2 or 3 minutes. So you take 2 or 3 minutes, you multiply it by 3, you can see it takes about 10 minutes to get an idea on whether or not that's happening. But I will say this, Liz, you see how we have basically 2 ends of the spectrum with that legend? Yeah, that's a little concerning here. They might be tightening up again because you got the winds that are going towards the radar. Keep in mind that's in Birmingham, so you're going this way with the winds. And then the red is going away, so it's actually coming towards me, more so. So the winds with the red are coming towards me, the blue is going away from me, to give you an idea here where the radar is. When this tightens up like that, that is something that we need to be watching carefully here. So Stevens Point, you need to be going into your safe spot right now. Liz, can we pull up that house graphic for our friends there, just to give them an idea? Again, so you want to go where the green is, right? You want to go to the hallway or the closet or the bathroom, as long as there's no windows. That is the key. No windows. Basement, obviously you're going to be your best place. I understand, especially here in northern Pennsylvania, that we don't all have basements. That's fine. Just go to the closet or the hallway. Just avoid the windows. Very easy. Avoid the windows, doors, and outside walls. You want to get as close to the inside as you can. You want to cover yourself with blankets, a mattress, and protection as well. So we're continuing to watch this system as it comes on through. We'll clear this out here because we're going to do a couple things as well. Liz, let's zoom in here for Stevens Point and see if we can get some roads here so that we know exactly where this is at the moment. So this system, Jefferson Junction along Staruka Creek Road in Stevens Point. If you're especially in Stevens Point area, you need to be making sure you take those tornado precautions right now. Once you get a little bit south of that, the threat diminishes, but definitely between Stevens Point and Jefferson Junction there along the road, you want to make sure you're taking those tornado precautions at the moment. Susquehanna Depot, you are good from, I would say, Lanesboro and west. You are fine at this point. The storm has passed. So you're good there. Staruka Creek Road, especially up by Stevens Point, you need to be taking those tornado precautions here. Now, Liz, can we zoom out a little bit, please? And let's put another track on, because some of you may just be, as well as Brenda, by the way, some of you may just be joining us. You want to know, okay, is this coming my way? What's this doing? So let's get a track here. It's going more so this way, around 25 miles per hour or so here. And we're going to be looking at this. So Stevens Point, it's over you right now here. So we're actually off by a few minutes. Not a big deal. Remember, you want to give yourself about a 5-minute window with this. Sherman, 6:39. Kelsey, around 7:02. Caryville, 7:09. And then Tompkins, as it heads into New York itself, New York State, there after it goes through Sherman, will be in the New York State area. So just a heads up for anyone who knows family or friends there just over the border. Give them a heads up that this is coming their way, because they're not under a tornado warning yet here. Well, actually, no, they are, but if they are to the east of Sherman, they're not. But you get the point. The observed tag here is just for Susquehanna and Wayne County, Staruka North. Staruka, as I said, Susquehanna Depot, you are good with that because the storm has now passed. Liz, are we seeing any reports with this coming in, any kind of damage reports with this? Because sometimes there is, sometimes there's not when you have a confirmed tornado coming in like this.
There is in other areas, but not for this one.
Okay, let's do this then, because we have this that's going through the Stevens Point area. So we zoomed in. Let's do one more zoom in for folks here in the Stevens Point area, and or those of you who know family there. By the way, Great Bend as well in Susquehanna County, you're good. That is pushing over you. So this is actually going into some very rural area, it looks like, which is good. If you're going to get a tornado, you want it where no one lives. So hopefully, or very few people live. So that is a good thing. Hopefully, it's really not doing much. But let's look at the debris tracker again. Let's see if what we got, if we're seeing that drop again. We're not. Okay. So that's, see how the colors are very similar? I'll take this off so we can see it. See how they're high? They're on the high scale. So Stevens Point right now, a lot of rotation. There might be something on the ground, but it's not being picked up on radar like it was before. So that is a good thing. That is a very good thing. We still have the rotation, though, with the radar. In fact, when we look at the rotation here, let's see if we actually get an increase, because sometimes you do with it. There's another way you can track the rotation. What you're doing is it's the wind shear. What is wind shear? Changing a wind direction and wind speed with heights. So if you're going on the highway and you go under an overpass, you're going west, the overpass is going north, that's wind shear. You can also have speed shear, which is I'm going 30 miles per hour, you're going 40, and you go past me. That's speed shear. So Jefferson Junction, Stevens Point, we definitely had that rotation. We have another tornado warning, so let's click on that. It looks like a new tornado warning has been issued for our area here. Let's see where that one is as the map here begins to update. So now they're continuing the tornado warning, but they're dropping the observe tag with this. This is now going into parts of far northern Wayne County. So can we zoom in on that, Liz, a little bit? Let's zoom in all the way here. Danville, for those of you who know folks in Danville in New York, Sherman, this is coming your way. And then let's pan down a little bit here so we can actually get the rotation with it. A lot of lightning with this thing, though. Wow. There's a lot of lightning. So Big Valley Road as you head up towards Sherman, and Sherman Road there, it looks like, and Scott Center Road. So Scott Center, Sherman, Big Valley Road, anywhere in between. You want to be taking those tornado precautions, especially as you head towards the Sherman area. It is pretty rural, which is, again, if you're going to have a tornado, you want it in that area. But still, folks in this area need to know that they need to take their tornado precautions. Lowest level, most interior room. Away from windows, that's the key. Get away from the windows. All right, Liz, let's do the entire viewing area. So let's do the DMA view there on the side. And let's take a look at what we got going on. Because not only do we have a lot of active weather in Susquehanna County today, we have it in parts of Luzerne. We also have it parts in Schuylkill County. And now it looks like also maybe even in Carbon County. So let's zoom in because it looks like they have a severe thunderstorm warning there, excuse me. Real quick, and we're also going to show you that everybody right now, I believe everybody is still in the tornado watch, correct? They didn't drop it for anyone, Liz?
No,
yeah.
nothing yet.
Okay, so we got this severe thunderstorm warning that's still in effect here for Columbia and Schuylkill County. That's just south of Berwick. That goes until 6:30, so they're going to drop that here in about 5 minutes or so. They then extended it into Hazleton. So Hazleton, you're getting a lot of heavy rain, especially on the north side of the city. And West Hazleton there by the Penn State campus. Along I-80, also near Freeland, where we're seeing that heavy rain coming through your area. So let's pan a little bit to the side, and let's get to the right actually, and let's see if we can get a little bit of a view here for our friends there in southern Luzerne County as this storm system is continuing to move on through. Now the good news is, like I said, compared to what it was in central Pennsylvania, the ingredients aren't exactly the same, so that is certainly helpful. But it means that we're going to be probably dealing with more of that straight line wind threat compared to anything else. So let's go back here to the Hazleton area. We'll go up. There you go. Sometimes this wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. Luzerne County, till 7 o'clock there for the severe thunderstorm warning in Hazleton. Jim Thorpe, you're about to get heavy rain. By the way, anyone who knows anybody on the Northeast Extension past the Lehigh Valley Tunnel and after it towards Allentown, let them know they're about to get some heavy rain there. So if you know anyone driving there, or maybe you're driving yourself, you're about to get some heavy rain here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Pottsville, you're getting the heavy rain here. Looks like you're also getting it as you head up towards Tamaqua there. East Brunswick getting the heavy rain. And then as we continue moving there to the east, especially in the Jim Thorpe area, just outside Jim Thorpe, it looks like some heavy rain about to come through the Northeast Extension area, and that's also where they're doing some construction. So just be careful, please, with that. Make sure you slow down. Kidder, it's off to your west as well. Let's take a look here as we go into Monroe County. Monroe County, you're basically fine right now. There's not much happening, but you can see what's just to your west. It's coming, so now's the time to be putting anything that you have outside that might be loose and might blow around. Probably a good idea to move it inside. So we got the Wilkes-Barre here, and Liz, can we pull up our camera? Or actually, I think I have it here on I think I already have it in the graphics. Let me see. I might have it already. But we're going to see if we can pull up our camera. And also, again, keep in mind we got this tornado warning here, folks. That goes until 7 o'clock. It's quite possible and very likely they're going to crop out Susquehanna and Wayne County. As long as there's nothing else there, we will then return you to regular programming at that time. But as we take a look here at that tornado warning once again, it was confirmed earlier on radar. We went through that already in the Susquehanna Depot area. It has then lost that signature on radar, which is a good sign. It's still seeing signs of rotation, though, so they are going to continue that tornado warning into New York State. For those of you who are have friends or family out there just north of Wayne County, just let them know that this is coming their way there, especially to the east of Birmingham. All right, Liz, do we have the camera or no? It's not one of the pallets. It's going to actually be one of the scenes. So let me see. No. All right, that's fine. So we just got this. So we're just going to pan down here. We're going to look at the. We got the velocity, and this is also the Wyoming Valley area. So let's put the camera on. We'll go to Northeast Pennsylvania. There's still a little bit of rotation here with this one, but it's very broad. See how it's very elongated across the area? So that's broad rotation. We're also seeing a little bit of broad rotation coming through parts of the Lackawanna and Luzerne County areas here. But I wanted to just show you real quick what we got in terms of the live radar. So this is the live radar here. And you can see how we had that warning earlier. They then dropped it for Benton. So that's good. Benton, they dropped it for you, if for those of you who may be wondering about that. Let's, we'll box it. Let's do this here, because we got some heavy rain now coming through Wilkes-Barre, Pittston area, as well as Kingston, Avoca area. You're going to see some heavy rain, especially north side of Wilkes-Barre there around 309. Dallas area getting a little bit of heavy rain coming through as well. So we'll be watching that carefully. Down towards Nanticoke, you get a little lighter with the rain. So that is a benefit with that one here. Okay, let's head up towards the Scranton area, let you know what's going on there. So Northmoreland there and Wyoming County, you're seeing some of the heavy rain there along highways, looks like 629, and then you have 476 as you go through the Scranton. So if you're in Scranton, if you look west, it's probably dark looking. That's because you got these storms that will be coming on through. But of course, our main issue, or main concern, I should say, was the tornado warning there in Susquehanna County. They have dropped the tornado warning observed part for Susquehanna County here. So we'll be, let's zoom in here. And Liz, can we also go to the storm relative velocity? As long as that velocity is in New York, we're fine. Okay, so it is starting to cross the border there into New York, and they dropped the tornado warning. So let's zoom out all the way. Let's do one final check, and then master control. As long as we don't have any tornado warnings, we can drop off and go back to programming. But we'll go here, and then as we look at the warnings and watches real quick here. It's not going to grab. But anyway, you can see there is no tornado warnings here in our area anymore. There is that, though, severe thunderstorm warning in southern Luzerne County. So we will continue to watch this, but my friends, at this point, tornado warnings have dropped off. We're going to do so as well. If any more pop up, we'll be here as soon as possible.
We now join our regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
As a team is what category you want to play. Here are the two categories to choose from. Purple people, or that cactus is a real prick.
Oh gosh.
This is, okay.
I mean,
I feel like purple people might be royalty.
yeah, I'd be okay with that. You know, purple's a good color.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so it's purple people. These are questions about characters and people associated with purple.
All right. Not royalty.
Now let's hope this category has a special bonus question, because that's worth as much as $1,000 extra. Kevin shared the secret word. Either you say that, you win $500. That's yours to keep. And I'm going to ask you 5 questions of increasing dollar value. The last question is double or nothing, and that can be worth as much as $5,000. So here we go. All right, question 1 for $250. What cuddly purple T-Rex spent years on PBS singing, I love you, you love me, we're a happy family? Shakeen, that smile's a dead giveaway.
I think we both know this.
I think it's Barney.
Oh my gosh, I think it's Barney too. Staying up late, watch Barney at 3 a.m. I think that's a good answer.
Barney?
Barney.
Barney, there you go. Well, you have a pet lizard, don't you, Shaquem? Some kind is
I do. His name is Shinron. He's a bearded dragon. He's
Okay.
about 22 inches long now.
A bearded dragon is it's like a chameleon, kind of.
Less wobbly bits under the chin.
Less
Yeah.
wobbly bit.